to break the chains and set us free. Riders on the prairie, wild and free, bows and arrows, Colt 45's decree. No more tyranny, no more lies, under open skies we rise. Fight, fight, fight till we reclaim the night, cowboys and Indians in the blazing light. Fight, fight, fight till the dawn is near, we'll never live in fear. On the blood moon, we all unite. Horse hooves thunder in the night. No longer slaves to the empire's might. Strength in numbers, strength in rise. On the blood moon, we unite. Horse hooves thunder in the night.
Good morning, America. I'm sorry for my wild hair. I took a shower last night, and this is what I woke up with. I tried to brush it, and apparently my hair is curly now, or at least incredibly wavy. So that's what I'm dealing with, long hair problems. But I was taking a look at the news this morning. And I mean, this kind of popped up yesterday in a lot of aspects, but Thomas Massie has been causing some waves. And in all reality, Trump saying that Thomas Massie should be primaried has been causing big controversy and a lot of debate over, who's really bought out. Good morning, brother. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm flying across the country today. I don't have work. So this isn't going to be the longest stream, but it will be a good stream. I think that this is good. I'm enjoying waking up early and doing this. So what kind of screen share is this? Is this better? There we go. All right, let's do. All right, so Congressman Thomas Massie has proposed a ban on dual citizenship for lawmakers. This kind of ties into the entire debate over Trump and Massie, because there's a lot of people saying that Thomas Massie has taken $0 from AIPAC and Trump has taken a lot. And so that there's a lot of people saying that Trump is compromised now, believing that with him calling for the replacement of Thomas Massie, that he's beholden to another group. We all know. I'm hesitant to believe this. You don't take down the entire world order overnight, and it doesn't happen by making stands. I don't fault Massie at all. Like, he's standing on principle, which he should. That's the right thing to do. He's been doing it for as long as I've known he's been in Congress. But do you guys expect anything else from Trump? I mean, in all reality, do you really believe that he would do anything other than just call for exactly what he called for? This is classic Trump. This is the big ask. This is, we're going to primary you unless you fall in line. And in all reality, I think maybe Thomas Massie could, he'll stand strong. And I don't think he's going to lose. Oh, my alarm's telling me to wake up in case I missed it. I didn't, by the way. I woke up nice and early because I'm pretty excited. If you guys didn't know, I am I'm going to be heading up to DC today because tomorrow I'm going on Tim Pool's podcast. So hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully the flights go well. And I mean, I'm showing up literally a day early. So I don't see why there should be like, even if there's flight delays and whatever it is, there's almost no reason why I wouldn't be on a show tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting Tim and Bill Labonte and all them. They seem like a good group of people. Last night they had on Ben Davids. Is it Ben Davidson? Thank you. I'm gonna be heading out here in like 50 minutes. So I've never traveled this last year. So from last February or February 2024 to now, I've traveled so much. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool. I am bringing my headdress. Now I think everybody there wears headphones, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to wear it. Maybe I'll just put it on the table in front of me or something. But there's no need to make a spectacle out of it or like become a parody of myself in a certain way. But yeah, I'm bringing a collared shirt, so I'm going to be dressing nice. And I mean, if you guys followed CPAC, you know what collared shirt I'm talking about. But it's going to be good. Okay. You know what? Maybe I can share the screen here and we can kind of explore. I got this when I went to Range Day with Donut Operator and Brendan Herrera. And I needed to get like a souvenir from Texas because I've only been there a couple times. Well, the only 2 times I've been there is to go to both Range Days. So, and now there's not going to be another Range Day because Demolition Ranch has been sold. So I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see if I've been trying to work with somebody to see if we can get something like that over in Idaho, which isn't too far away from me. So, but I'm going to be talking with him a little bit more very soon to see if we can arrange another Range Day, not in Texas, but in Idaho. Granted, I don't know the amount of work that goes into that because the way Donut Operator, Brandon Herrera, Matt at Demolition Ranch, and Elijah, I can't remember his name, Fat Electrician. I mean, all those guys, they put in a lot of work, and you know, it really felt like the next generation is starting to come up into the political sphere, because although events like that, they're not overtly political, but they are kind of cultural building to the point where it's going to make a difference. And when I went to CPAC a couple weeks ago, the Unsub podcast, which is Brandon Herrera, Donut Operator, the Fat Electrician, and Elijah, I think. Gosh, I don't know why I can't remember his name. They were there. And it felt really good because all of them are successful outside of politics. And it was good to see them kind of stepping into, especially something like CPAC, which is like a Republican convention. And it's kind of like the millennial generation is they're starting to take place in these authority positions and influence positions that are going to make an impact on the culture. So it was really, really cool to see them there. And I even got Cody to wear my MAGA headdress, so that was pretty cool. I don't have a picture pulled up right now, but that was pretty awesome. But yeah, that's why I got a Texas Cup. Maybe I'll move there one day. It's either going to be Texas or Idaho in the next couple of years. So we're going to see. Oh, okay. So what else is in the news today? Trump's prison policy on transgender inmates faces backlash. I'm so sick of these headlines that says like faces backlash like this, okay? So President Donald Trump has issued an executive order directing that transgender women in federal prisons be housed according to their sex assigned at birth rather than their gender identity. This seems like one of the most obvious things in the entire world. This policy change has led to varied reactions, with some viewing it as protective of cisgender women's spaces, while others argue it endangers transgender women, exposing them to increased risk of violence and discrimination. You know, one of the most increased risks of violence is going to prison in general. So if you're a criminal and you get sent to prison, the chances of you facing violence goes up. So there's no reason why you should be put into a women's prison because you identify as a man. These headlines, actually, you know what? Just all of this the entirety of the gender conversation needs to be wrapped up. We should be over this by now. This should be completely done. And I'm honestly, I'm tired of talking about it, but I guess I'll continue talking about it until it's finished up. I want to put this I want to put this debate 6 feet under. I'm tired of it. If you're born male, you will be a man forever. If you are born female, you will be a woman forever. There's not been one successful sex transition by mankind ever. So the fact that we call it, sex reassignment surgery or gender transition, anything like that is it's fake. It's not real. It's like if you had an F-350, right? Everybody knows what a Ford F-350 is. And you wanted it to be a Chevy. So you took all the badges off, the Ford labels, you peeled all of them off. You spray painted a big Chevy emblem on the hood, and you put some stickers on the side saying Chevy. I mean, that's the extent of the transition that we do. It is physical appearance. There's no actual transit. There's no way to transition that Ford into a Chevy because it has the frame of a Ford. It has the body of a Ford. It has the motor of a Ford. Now you can swap out the motor. You can get breast implants, but it ain't gonna make it a Chevy. All right. I don't understand why we are still talking about this and why we're putting literal men in female prisons. And how is it facing backlash? Who the fuck who is saying that this is controversial? It's like, oh, you're going to endanger trans women by putting them in male prisons. Yeah, everybody's in danger when you go to a male prison. Everybody. It's not surprising. Makes it a Kia. Yeah, well, that's possible. This is pretty insane. Yesterday, I posted a video about Jon Stewart. So let's pull this up here. Chief Nerd in a post said Jon Stewart is horrified to Hungary's state media. So let's take a look at this, because I have a difficult time understanding if he is being sarcastic or if he's being serious. Because if you guys saw his,
So you're saying,
if you guys saw his show where he basically apologized for being white, you would understand my confusion right now. Because reading through the comments on this post yesterday, there were a lot of people saying, of course, he's being sarcastic in this post or in this clip, so we can go back to it later. But if you look at his history and how much of a puppet he's been over the past couple of years, all of a sudden, this might actually be genuine, and he might be trying to convince his audience that this definitely isn't happening in America. But anyway, let's listen.
so you're saying if you have a media machine that purposefully lies to its people to maintain a political fiction and get themselves power, that is the hallmark of an authoritarian system, not a democratic system.
Absolutely.
Well, if we were ever to get something like that in the United States, we would be horrified, furious to know that there was an entire media organization.
I just love her face right here, by the way, because Scott Adams thinks that maybe he doesn't realize he's a propagandist. I think that if you sell your soul, especially the way Jon Stewart has, I think you know. I think you know each time you are lying. I think it is clear to your inner being that you're being weak and that you are repeating rhetoric that isn't true. So if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, you can. I don't. I think that he is in full realization that he's a propagandist.
Designed to bend reality, to manipulate facts, to maintain power. It would, if I may, and I'm not trying to slam Hungary, it would never happen in the United States. It's just not, I almost can't even conjure it, imagine it. It must be very difficult to live in a country where one media organization, out of whole cloth, no.
See, now this is why I believe he's being serious in his argument, because he's arguing that there's one media outlet. So in his mind, he's making this justification that because there's several outlets that aren't specifically owned by the government, that aren't outlined, owned by government, putting out this media or this government propaganda, that he's justified in saying this. In all reality, there's no difference between what's going on in Hungary and what has been going on in the United States with the media. And that's why there's been such a large pushback from, people like me. That's why there's networks popping up like the Patriots Prayer Network that I created, or that I helped create rather. And I mean, so many various podcasts that have been speaking out against the mainstream media. That's why that's why Twitter was bought by Elon Musk, to create X, so we could become the media. Because it seems like the old guard and the defense of the old guard, Jon Stewart here, is making the argument. It's like a technicality argument. Like, well, technically, it's not one network, so it's not the same thing. But in all reality, they're all owned by the same overseers and told to say the same thing over and over again.
Knowingly, explicitly, maybe even in meetings behind the scenes might say, we're lying to our audience holy shit, and then call for news people to be fired for telling the truth. I mean, if something like that happened in the United States, it would be a dark day indeed. So I appreciate you raising the alarm bells for us.
See, I'm genuinely. Oh, I will give Lady Patriot a kiss before I leave and head to DC again. But it sure does feel like Jon Stewart is just repeating the line again. He is just saying what needs to be said, saying what he's told to say, and trying to paint the picture that, like, oh, the American media is not as bad as everybody knows it is. I've watched that video a couple times, and you know, I think he's just completely sold out, and I don't trust him in any way, shape, or form. I wasn't a huge fan of him growing up. You know, I was in, let's see, when Bush was around is when he was big, and he was very anti George Bush, which was at the time good, but now, I mean, a couple years ago, he came out with that show where he was just apologizing for being white and basically towed the line of everything and went against his own words, against the jab, where he basically said, you know, if there's a Hershey's outbreak right next to a Hershey's factory, it's probably going to come from the Hershey's factory. I mean, that was smart by him. But then that was the only semblance of honesty and genuine rhetoric coming from him. Ever since then, he's just been towing the line. He's been saying what he needs to say, and that feels like the same exact thing. Just justify to the American people that the media isn't as bad as they say it is, and that you don't really need to get all your information from X. You should trust the mainstream media because it's not one outlet. It's several. It's the false choice. It's like when you go down the aisle in any supermarket and you see all of these various choices, even though they're all owned by the same companies. It's just a false choice. Same thing. Oh. Princess says, I think the only time he speaks his actual mind is when someone isn't paying him to say something specific. Yeah. Even then, I think he was trying to be relevant, and when he was speaking his mind, he came out with that idea about the Hershey's chocolate factory. Like that felt like when he went on the Colbert Show years ago, and he was, you know, basically pointing out that, yeah, the Wuhan lab, the coronavirus, it was all like connected. That felt genuine. And then as soon as he became relevant again and he was paid to be a propagandist, he's just fallen right back into he's no different than Rachel Maddow in my point of view. It's the same creature. They're paid to say these certain things and they just do it. Shameless. They get millions of dollars and they'll just say the line because they justify it in whatever way that they can. And I personally don't understand it. You couldn't pay me enough to say these things that they say. You couldn't pay me enough to criticize white people for being white. I could get millions of dollars in offers, and it's just not worth it. No, I haven't. Okay, I haven't gotten $1 million offer yet, so it's yet to be seen. But I don't I don't plan on going down that road. And if I ever do, I hope you guys call me out. And I hope I get completely canceled for it if I ever decide to sell out in that way. I don't plan to. It's completely against my morals, but I am human and flawed. So they even look alike. Him knowing the truth and going with the liberal narrative is worse than people like Kimmel, who's a true believer. I don't know if Kimmel is. I think he's just, maybe he's just incredibly low IQ. And maybe he is a true believer. But it's really hard to tell if these people actually believe anything. I've been trying to figure this out for years because the way that they're able to shift narratives or do this like mental gymnastics around their it's like having coexisting beliefs that counteract each other. The way that they're able to believe that makes me wonder if they actually believe anything. It kind of feels like they just say what they're supposed to say. And that's kind of been my experience with woke people in general, is that they have a tendency to just repeat the line instead of absorbing the information, critically thinking about it, fact checking it, or trying to put it into their own worldview or integrating it into their own worldview with their previous beliefs. Like that doesn't happen at all. It's just like they absorb the information and then they repeat the information. So even if it contradicts what they said a couple minutes ago, they'll just repeat it anyway. That's been my experience with wokeness. And I feel like these large networks or these faces of the large networks aren't any different. They just say what needs to be said. And so I don't think Kimmel is a true believer. I think that he just says what needs to be said because he gets millions of dollars for it. It's just greed. They won't look past their truth, says some random chick. Oh, that's my second alarm. Don't worry, guys. I'm awake. I'm not going to miss my flight. Man, there's no way that... Okay. Looking at the news this morning, trending on X, it looks like we got the cyber attack traced to Ukraine. We talked about that last night on the podcast. Has Adam Carolla commented on Kimmel at all? I think he would have some insight into that mess. Adam Carolla, he's a fascinating character because he's been in that world, but it seems that he's been able to remain outside of the bought and paid for folks. I've listened, like my stepdad used to listen to Adam Carolla all the time. And it felt like Adam Carolla took a long time to come around to the fact that the left is lying. And he still defends a lot of the people on the left, saying that like it's basically what I've gotten from him in the defense of people like Kimmel is that they're just following orders. They're just doing their job. Right? That's the sentiment I've gotten from him, from his defense of people like Kimmel, because he's been engrossed in that world for a long time. And I don't think that he sees the kind of thing that we see, because we're so far removed from that world that we're able to see it a little bit more clearly. But when you know them personally, like if you knew Kimmel personally and you shared beers with him and you were able to hang out with him and kind of watch him work for like put in the work behind the scenes to make that show successful, then you would probably have a little bit more of a skewed vision like what Adam Carolla has. I just don't think he's right in that particular scenario. So yeah, they are. You're right. Joshua, you're 100% right. They're following a script. But it still takes work. Like Jimmy Kimmel, I'm sure, puts in work behind the scenes to make his show as successful as it is. It's not like, I mean, for the audience, they literally hold up signs and tell them, hey, you're supposed to laugh now, you're supposed to clap now, and all that. But he still does put in work. So he may be low IQ and just following a script, but it does take work to be evil. It's just easier than telling the truth. What's this? The weight debate. A woman posted a photo of herself online claiming okay, all right, this is trending. Claiming to be 5'7" and 130 pounds, which led to a significant online debate about her stated weight. Okay, all right, let's see this video. What is this? What's in the news? I'm 5'7" and 130 pounds, 38 and recently divorced. Describe me in one word. Nah, if you're 5'7", that's not 130 pounds. Okay, my wife is 5'7". She is significantly smaller than this woman, and she is not 130 pounds. No, yeah. She's like 230 minimum. I guess, is this the entire debate here? Close to 200. Okay, that's the entire debate. This is what's trending on X. Okay, this is what we get. This is... Oh, no. All right, I guess it's... I guess there's not a lot of great things trending right now. But that's fine. I got to be leaving soon here anyhow. You guys, for those of you tuning in a little bit later, I'm going to be flying to DC, and I will be on Timcast tomorrow on the 12th. Wednesday the 12th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be able to, I guess, chat it up with Tim Pool and hopefully Phil Labonte and hopefully Ian. That's like, so I've there's a lot of people that kind of rag on Ian for kind of being a dork, and I think in a lot of ways he is, but he has some good opinions, and he represents a lot of people that in this country. So it's good to be able to talk to somebody like that, and I believe that I mean there's a lot of topics that we could talk about, but abortion is one of them that I would really like to discuss with him, because Ian and even Tim Pool is he's a pro-choice guy, and he's so close to not being pro-choice. So maybe I can help tilt him over to the other side. Yeah, it's I'm not too worried about it. I got my, I'm always on alert, and I'm very friendly. So, and I'm not that well known. I guess maybe we'll see after I go on Tim Pool's podcast, because I'll tell you what. Okay, here we go. Cool. Ian is dangerous, not a dork. He represents bleeding heart and good intentions in all the ways that leads to hell. That is a really good description of Ian. And actually, it's something that I've been working on for a long time, to talk to people just like that, that represent the bleeding heart and good intentions. Because I've had many conversations. Like, there's still people in my family that are lefties, and it's a skill to be able to talk to them without putting them on alert, right? Without making them run away, or throwing up their defenses. So I believe that I've acquired the ability to speak to people like that. And so I believe that I could have a truly constructive conversation with Ian, and lead him to the right decision. Not even, I don't even have to convince him. I just have to lead him down his own logic pathway, because he's put up some blocks, and he's stopped himself from traveling down certain logical pathways. And so I believe that I could lead him there. So yeah. And that's if he's there. I don't even know if Ian's going to be there. I don't know who's going to be there. So, and I don't even know what we're going to be talking about. You know, the Timcast IRL, they talk about like the news of the day. So who knows what we're going to be discussing the entire time. But I hope that I'm going to be able to kind of discuss what's happening with the Patriots Prayer Network, and how patriots all around the country are starting to step up, and the various volunteer organizations that I'm associated with. Like, I'm I got to send in my, so I'm an associate board member on NAGA, which is the Native Americans Guardians Association. Although I'm not on their website yet, but they're going to be doing some great things. It's a volunteer organization, but it is a national organization that is going to be making waves very soon. I believe that they're going to be actually affecting the culture and taking it back from all the wokesters that have kind of eliminated all Native American representation. So I hope I can discuss that. I hope I can discuss, you guys will like this, because this is coming up. This is coming up pretty soon. I don't know if I have permission to talk about it yet. Maybe I'll have to wait to bring it up. But it basically has to do with celebrating being heterosexual. I'll give you that much. But there's a company and some people that I'm going to be working with, that I'm an ambassador for, that it's going to be, in the next couple of months, we are going to be making some huge waves into the culture, and kind of putting an end to the celebration of Pride. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully I can discuss that too. Let's see. Leading them to logic while using emotional talking points is a juggling act. Maybe it is. I'm sorry, my hair is just all over the place right now, but I don't know why. It is just in my face. It is a juggling act. I think that I'll be able to do it though. Like, I'm really not that worried about it, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's something that I've worked on for a long time, to be able to, and this is why, like, early on in my Twitter X career, I worked really hard on pulling the arguments out of the people who were pro-abortion or who were pro-choice, getting every single argument I possibly could, and then whittling it down to the point where they couldn't argue it anymore. What's the overall leaning of Native Americans? It seems that it would be split right in the middle. It is not. It is not anywhere even close. So there's actually a website you can go to. It's called nagaeducation.org. They've put out their own surveys, because Native Americans in general, apart from the token natives that are propped up to apart from the token natives that are propped up to basically be put in front of the media to convince you that, you know, the Redskins is racist, or that here it is. So check this out. So nagaeducation.org. Misconceptions. Redskins, red men is racist. 90% of Native Americans disagree with that statement. It's not even close. It's just that there's been token natives propped up and organizations. It's the same as like Antifa, right? They pay these Native Americans to go out there and say that, oh, this is racist, and we want to preserve our culture by apparently eliminating it. And yeah, the Redskins is not racist. This is the picture was of Chief Two Guns White Calf. It was designed by a Blackfeet artist, approved by the Blackfoot Nation, and there's so much about this. I mean, so this is just they have a beautiful write-up about that, and you can go to a lot of the, like, if you just the top misconceptions here. It's literally a tab on this entire page. Disputing the 90% approval. Natives aren't mascots. Why the media blackout? Yeah, because they've been propping up folks like Ames. You're right, Kaya. It's not racist. It never was. Robert, good morning. Okay, it is 5 a.m. I actually have to get dressed. I have to get going. I don't want to be late for my flight. You guys, this was great. Wish me luck. I'm going to be flying out today. I'll be on his show tomorrow. And I'm going to be doing everything I can to prepare and represent you guys well. There is... Okay. I was told that I should ask for this, even though I feel a little bit uncomfortable about it. But being the sole provider for my household, I'm out of vacation time already because of the CPAC and with the way my job has been working out. But I'm going up to, I am going over to Timcast. They paid for the flight and my travel and my stay and everything, but I'm losing 3 days of work. So if anybody feels, if anybody can help out, GiveSendGo/Law Native Patriot, just to kind of help cover the cost while I'm gone. I appreciate everybody who's given so far. It is possible that we're going to be fine. I set a goal for $1,500. That is like the most I need to get by. But with starting the Patriots Prayer Network and trying to take every single opportunity I can, I've been losing a lot of money. You know, I used to work 65 to 85 hours a week at my job, and now I've cut it down to about 45 to 50. And so, yeah, I've lost a lot of money in that way. So GiveSendGo.com/Law Native Patriot. If you guys want to help sponsor, this is the way that I've been able to go to CPAC and help build the Patriots Prayer Network. Is mostly just because of you guys and the donations that you do, and the way that you share the podcast or share my tweets or X posts, whatever it is. And I'm extremely grateful. I'm going to do everything in my power to represent as well as I can and continue my path forward and giving the average American the voice that they deserve, and hopefully give a little bit more common sense to the culture right now, because my Lord, we've lost our minds. So like I said, GiveSendGo/Law Native Patriot. It will help cover the costs, and I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you very much. I gotta get ready for my flight. So my buddy's gonna be here in about 10 minutes to pick me up. So God bless you guys. Take care. I will keep you updated. Follow me at Law Native Patriot on X, And if you do subscribe there, I'm gonna try to get some behind the scenes stuff. Although I'm not a producer, so I don't know exactly what to do there. So, but thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Trading good for evil.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PPN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
Is falling, they all say, gather the faith.